Chances are, someone you know is stigmatized. A stigma is an attitude, behavior, or condition that is socially discrediting. It becomes a barrier for individuals seeking treatment. Individuals that might not be who you expect. Individuals like John.
Well, when I was 17 years old, my heroes were Jean-Claude Van Damme, Arnold Schwarzenegger. Their muscles and they looked so tough, and I idolized those guys. Little did I know that would be the start of a lifelong, I don't want to say obsession, although at times it did become that. You know, like anybody, if it makes you feel better, feel good, that's what I did, and I never stopped. My name is John, and we are at my home in Belding, Michigan, on a beautiful lake, which I love so much. This is absolutely crazy to me because 2 years ago, I was living in my own apartment, just decaying, and there were points where I wondered if I was gonna die an old angry man. To now, living in a home that I'm comfortable in and having all this stuff with kids up and family things, it took getting used to. Life took getting used to, but it's crazy, it's amazing. Working out and changing my body, that was something throughout high school that I always wanted because I received no attention from girls. And I felt, weak compared to, to the other students, like the jocks and whatnot. And when I started working out, I started to feel stronger, to feel tougher. I started getting attention from women, and I took it too far eventually. In my mid-20s, I started doing steroids. And once I started that, I kept doing it and doing more and more. And then, just like any drug or substance, it became necessary. So I don't go to a gym anymore, and it feels so good to be able to actually to be able to exercise at home. I realized it was toxic, and I was working in it. Doing more steroids and being more freakish is praised tremendously. Nobody thinks about what the underlying issues, liver, kidneys, your own natural hormone production. Even though everybody's like, a lot of people are, looking, saying, man, that's, wow, you're where I want to be. I was like, I just felt terrible. It got out of control at times where I was hospitalized with seizures, hospitalized with overdose. It became ridiculous, but even then in my mind, it wasn't enough to stop. That body dysmorphia where you never feel good enough ever. I had to work to get over that, and it took some time. Oh, it took 22 years. No, and it's funny because in my abnormal psychology class that I'm taking right now, we're just about to go into addiction, but it was about mental health and all that stuff. And the stigma, watch lots of videos on it. It is tough for me to see people stigmatized because, in my recovery, I've gotten to know all kinds of people, every kind of person you can imagine. They all have, these terrible issues that they need to work out, and they are, like me, I got lost, and I'm no different than any of them. I'm no different than a person in an alley shooting up heroin. We're all the same. We all have that same problem. And when it's stigmatized, it keeps people wanting to keep it in because they don't want a label placed on them. And like I said, keeping it in and hiding it just makes it worse.
The common language we use can create stigmas and make it more difficult for people to seek help. Stigmas function in 3 different ways: keeping people out by making them feel different, keeping others away by making you think they're dangerous, and keeping people down with discriminatory language.
I mean, it's not just the way that you see somebody, it's how you speak, the language that you use that just further stigmatizes things. And that really does result in a lot of people not wanting to open up and not wanting to seek treatment. People that need it so bad don't want to cross that barrier into being seen as an addict because of negative, jokes or name calling. So if we're more aware of how we speak, that can help start to eliminate that stigma and help a lot of people want to seek help.